Assalamu alaikum. Real Madrid 4, Elche 1. Technically, it should have been Elche nil, but I don't care. Elche 1, I guess. And honestly, I'm recording this. If you guys can look at the screen right now, there's still one more minute left of extra time. And I have the game still pulled up, so I'm going to try not to get distracted. But what a game that was. I mean, seriously, if you guys just think about it, from the first half where we ended it, I believe it was 2-0 in the first half. Yes, it was. And then we got two more goals from the second half. And with all those chances that were created from Real Madrid, and not even that, let me just remind you guys, we had 6 substitutions, okay? And the fact that they were all substitutions from the Castilla team, right, coming from the academy, is insane. Because those 2 goals came from academy players. I mean, if you look at Güler's shot, besides him, right? But he was the only substitution that didn't come from the Castilla team. But that last shot that Arda Güler took in the second half, what was that? What, like, literally, what was that? Where he was even beyond the halfway line, and he just saw that the goalie was out. He looked up for half a second and just shot it. I mean, not everybody can score, whether the goalie was far out, whether he's not. Props Arda Güler, right? He's been looking for a goal for a while now, especially in the league. So I'm happy to see him that he scored. And if you look at the way that we were so diverse in our score sheet, usually we see Mbappe, Vinny, Valverde. But look at this. We had Rudiger scoring, Huijsen, Güler, Güler as well. Valverde is also there. This game was really perfect. Now, I get it. Before you say anything, I get it. It's against Elche, and they're facing relegation as we speak. So let me just look at the table. Yes, they're close. They're close. They're right there, depending on how Mallorca plays and Levante. But nonetheless, the way that this team played today, the way that the team just looked, how do I say it? I want to say organized in the first half. If you guys know me, I've been like kind of upset at the fact that Real Madrid is not organized, and Xabi Alonso kept this team a little together. But when you look at the second half where Arbeloa made those substitutions, where 5 of those substitutions were the academy players, and they played, a lot of them played, this was their first game ever playing in the first team. And the fact that they perform like this, where like you see the chemistry going, and not just the chemistry between themselves, but the chemistry between also like the first team players, like with Valverde, Camavinga. I mean, Valverde got subbed off early, but Camavinga, Rudiger, who else? Dean Huijsen, Vinicius did get subbed off when they came on. Brahim Diaz, who else? You guys can see like the way they were like passing to one another. It's mostly though the chemistry did come a lot from the Castilla team, if I have to be honest. Where we looked more organized was with those substitutions. And now I'm like questioning myself. Like I've been huge on, Xabi Alonso not leaving us. I didn't want him to leave us. But at the same time, especially when you see Valverde, the way he's been performing, especially in the past 3 games, you start questioning yourself, was Xabi Alonso really like the perfect manager for Real Madrid? So that could be open for interpretations, however you want to interpret it. But in my opinion, I still do think that Xabi Alonso should have stayed. But if this team keeps up that formation, that rhythm that they have right now, if they keep that up, the way they played against City and Elche today, if they keep up that momentum and the way that Arbeloa made those substitutions early on in the second half, I think there is still hope. I'm not going to say there's no hope. You guys know me. I've been saying that everything has gone away from us, like the league, the UCL, everything just gone away. But when you see performances like this, it's just hard for you to not believe anymore, or not, at the very least, not to have hope. So let's just talk about this really quick. In the first half, right, the team had a lot of chances, right, and it was expected. Where Real Madrid, with the starting lineup that we had a lot of chances to score. We had a lot of chances. There was missed passes, of course, but it was very hard for us to score. Now, the first goal came from Rudiger, but it came from a set piece from Valverde, which I think was very, it was very, like, everybody was positioned well. I'm just happy that the ball didn't deflect right back to Rudiger because he was in an offside position. So the first goal, I can't even speak. The first goal was phenomenal by Rudiger, so I'm happy for that. And then the second goal came from Valverde, where his goal was just, honestly, every single Valverde goal is not normal. What was that? By the way, in this game, we saw like 2 amazing goals that could be nominated for the Puskás award. We saw that Valverde goal, which was phenomenal. The way he faked it with his weak foot and then brought it back to his right foot. And he was still not even positioned perfectly, but he still curved it at the top right corner. That was a perfectly placed shot. Not even the goalie reached for it, but couldn't reach for it. Couldn't even touch it. So that shot was phenomenal. Valverde's shot was incredible, and what a player that we have. I don't know who won man of the match, but looking at the ratings, Fran Garcia played very well today. The way he was hustling back and forth, and I don't get the hate with Fran Garcia. Yes, there's some games where he does bad. Some games where probably I even critique him, but Fran Garcia, I don't see him being the worst or one of the worst, the way, these Real Madrid players, not players, the Real Madrid fans, the way they talk about Fran Garcia. I don't see him being that bad. I'm not going to lie. I see him being better than Mendy, in my opinion. Mendy, yes, he used to be phenomenal, but we haven't seen much of him recently. But Fran Garcia, especially under Xabi Alonso, was doing pretty good. He knows how to bring the ball up. He knows how to cross it in. He knows how to attack. Maybe his defense is not as better as his attacking, but he still defends as well. He still tracks back. He still tracks, he goes up front. I want this fullback in my team. I want him to stay in my team. But like I said, this is against Elche. I get it. But it's very hard not to be excited when your team performs like this against any team, especially when the standards got kind of like dropped down. The standards got dropped down for Real Madrid, especially with the way they were performing, before Manchester City. All hopes were lost. So continuing on, we had Huijsen, which he got a cross by one of our academy players. I forgot who. You see, I'm still getting used to them because I don't really keep up with the Castilla team. I believe it was Palacios, I think it was him, if I'm not mistaken. He crossed it from the right-hand side. Dean Huijsen perfectly run into the box, finished it with a header, and did his chill guy celebration, which I love that celebration. I want to see Huijsen score just because for that. I just want to see that celebration, and my day is going to go well. And that's all I want to see, just Dean Huijsen doing that celebration. And then the final goal by Arda Güler beyond the halfway line. Like I'm saying, like maybe 10 meters away, if I even got my measurements correctly. But he was like pretty far off the halfway line, and he shot it from there and scored it. Amazing. That was the second Puskás award that we saw in this game. Puskás-worthy shot today. Now, here's the thing that I do want to say. Like I said, with this team, the way they started off, it was like they were organized, but not as organized as they should be. Now, this was against Elche. Reminder, I'm not going to be blind to the fact that, we performed well and this was a good team. I gave them props against Manchester City. But in this game against Elche, Real Madrid is expected to perform like this. But like I said, the standard dropped a little bit just because of recent performance. But really quick, I did want to talk about Vinicius. Man, Vinicius, bro. Like I said, he got to work on his craft. I don't know what's going on with him. He's inconsistent. He's one of the most inconsistent players for us. One of the most inconsistent, important players for us. So, Vinicius, our only attacker, because as we know, everybody else is injured. We rely on this guy. We rely on him to get us our goals. But there's moments where, like, he gets the ball and does a little hezzy and just passes it back. It's been something that I've been seeing a lot. Vinicius Jr., I think that he is best when he's not on the winger, when he's not playing on the left wing position. I want to see him playing in the middle and just stay down the middle. The way, if you guys go back to the 23-24 season where Ancelotti played Rodrigo and Vinicius up top, where Vinicius played towards the left. Yes, there was moments where he played near the touchline, right? Or the out of bounds, right? But the thing is that Vinicius does very good when he's attacking, especially countering down the middle. But there's a lot of times where like Vinicius just, especially this season, last season, where he's too far off to the left side where everybody can just come back, especially when he's countering. The defenders come back, they all get back into position, and Vinicius is just slow with his counter. But then when you look at 23-24 season where he had a lot of counters, you guys can see most of it came from down the middle. For example, against Bayern with Toni Kroos giving that brilliant pass, Vinicius Jr. was on that left-hand side, but not all the way touching the touchline. He was like on the left-hand side, but attacking towards the box. And I think that's where Vinicius have to be placed. I think that's the position that he should be placed in. Now, it says his position is striker in this game, but in reality, you guys would agree that he was like somewhere over here all the time. He's just always all the time over here. I don't think that's his good position. I don't want to see him play there anymore. The 23-24 season, that was probably his best position, and we seen him do phenomenal things, especially against Barcelona earlier in the season. But like I said, he's more inconsistent. I think it's best if we just kind of rotate him, being a striker, being a left winger, being a striker, being a left winger, because I want to see if Vinicius is going to stay up, then play him as a striker because he doesn't press, right? He doesn't track back as often. He doesn't do those things that help a team as a whole. He does things that help him and himself, trying to get goals, trying to get assists, right? Now, I'm not saying Vinicius played horribly today, but what I want to say is that Vinicius could have done better. Vinicius could have played the way we expect him to play, right? Brahim Diaz, he had a couple of good moments, but something that I noticed is that he was like kind of a little limping throughout the game. He wasn't running the same way that he usually does, but it could be me, I don't know. But he didn't play the worst. I don't think he did play the worst. There's moments where he did mess up a couple of chances, moments where he was on a counter, but he decided to take that shot where he could have passed it to Vinicius, who was wide open on the left. Vinicius did the same thing, I guess, as a revenge to Brahim Diaz, where Brahim was open on the right-hand side, and Vinicius didn't pass it to him. So that's what people are talking about when they say ego runs this team. That's what it is. That's something that the team has to ignore, push aside. Whether your teammate does bad, you still have to do good. You're not looking to get revenge, because that's where it breaks the team apart. Like I said, look at the way when we got the substitutions, those 6 substitutions, look at the way this team played. Look at the passing. Look at the organization. This team, I didn't see this. I did not see this last season nor this season up until this game right here. So, like I said, I'm proud of this team. This team played very, very, very good today, especially, like I said, it's against Elche, but I don't care. Our next match is going to be against Manchester City, the second leg. We're going to play away. So we're going to play at their home stadium with a 3-goal advantage. Now, am I confident? No. I'm still not going to be confident. You know why? Because we're not consistent. We're not consistent with our performance. 2 games is not going to define us. We cannot let those 2 games just make everything seem normal. Nothing is normal. Nothing is set. Arbeloa is still not kind of that manager that we are all expecting him to be. Yes, the past 2 games have been phenomenal. Maybe the past 3 games, I don't know. But like I said, this team is still needs a lot of work. Still needs more consistency. That's what they have to show us as fans, and that's what they have to show the whole of Europe. Because after Manchester City, most likely is going to be Bayern, who just beat Atalanta 6-1. 6-1, and that's just the first leg. We beat them 3-0. But that doesn't change the fact that Bayern is still that super team. When you think of super teams right now, you're thinking about Bayern, Man City, besides the fact that they kind of dropped form. But you think of Arsenal, you think of all these other European giants like PSG, even though they dropped form as well. Like I said, we can't rest now. Against this game, we still have to be locked in. Now, I don't think Arbeloa should start the Castilla team, right? I think it's smart that he took off Valverde, Vinicius. They need a rest. We need them for Manchester City, and we just got to wait and see how this game goes. But I just hope that we don't blow this lead. I don't see us blowing this lead, but I really, really, really pray that we keep this lead and we don't, play with ego. We don't play with confidence, because we have to play with confidence, but not confidence in a way where you could slack off. Confidence where you know that you're still the better team and you still want more than 3 goals. But let me know what you guys think about this game against Elche, and let me know what you guys think about Manchester City, our upcoming game, the second leg at the Etihad Stadium. Thank you very much for those who watch the videos, the ones who watch the clips, the ones who also follow me on all social medias at Real Roots, for those who are not followed. And a lot of you guys are not subscribed to this channel, so make sure that you do subscribe. It does help out a lot. We are close to 300 subscribers. Thank you very much, and until then, Assalamu alaikum.